Hello and welcome back to a new video, and back on the heels of my 77.5 kilogram bench. I'm starting a new strength phase using Doug Hepburn's strength method of step loading from an 8x2 and a 3x6 to a 8x3 and a 3x8 eventually. And as you can see, my first set was probably not as steady as you think it is. It looks steady from the camera, but honestly, I was actually shaking quite a fair bit. Not sure why. And here, my second set, I'm still definitely getting into the groove. I think it's probably because my setup, and I figured this out later on, that having my toes to just support me is not the smartest thing to do. The third set here, definitely getting into a good rhythm. I just unracked the bar pretty up nice and easy, and I just come down nice and slow, explode back up, go back up for the second rep, explode it back up, nice and easy. The fourth set here, this is where I start to actually put all my feet on the ground, and honestly, I feel a little bit more secure. Definitely moving the reps a lot smoother here. Definitely feeling a lot smoother, and definitely, the reps are definitely flying up a lot faster than I expected, which is good. The fifth set, pretty much the same, although I do feel I take a little bit longer to actually unrack the bar. I think this is probably where maybe I am starting to feel a little bit tired, but honestly, I don't feel that tired. I think again, this is just making sure that I get the proper groove, because any one wrong move, and as you saw in the PB day, that I didn't do so well. The stick set here, and definitely pretty much the same. I set up nicely, and I take a lot shorter time to unrack the bar, which is good. The problem is that I actually, when I come down, I've encountered the same fault that I did with the 80 kilo bench that I did, is that the bar rolls forward. But again, it doesn't really matter here. I think it's just something I'll have to get more consistent with by doing a lot more benching. The seventh set, and I know this is coming pretty late, but this is probably my smoothest bench, and on camera as well as actually in real life. I definitely, grounded myself after I unracked the bar. It came down nice and slow on that first rep, exploded back up, came back down again, and I exploded back up again. There we go. My last set of doubles here again, just pretty much the same as the seventh set. Again, I do notice maybe a subtle slight roll as I actually come down on that first rep, but again, it's just technique that I need to work on here. I'm still very much, just making sure I get it consistent. Consistency would be good here. I've already solidified it, it's just getting it consistent. So now on to the second phase of the barbell benching here, is that I do a 3x6, the first set here. Again, just moving very nicely. I have definitely solidified my technique for the lighter weights, which is good. It was moving up and down nice and easy, and of course I always made sure to set my feet after I unracked the bar. Just explode back up and down all the way until I hit the rep count. Actually, something that I'm noticing here is that while my technique for the upper body seems to be pretty much on point, I think my lower body, again, is still shifting around a lot more, even at the lighter weights. Don't know really what is happening. It's probably because I am not using my bum as much. Using my bum has not been very easy, but just do it slower the next time. Again, my last set of barbell benching here, definitely probably my best out of the 3 lighter sets that I did today. Just making sure I came up and down nice and easy. And again, I see in the mirror that I felt that it looks quite consistent, and I definitely did feel very, very good towards the end of this long stint on the barbell, but definitely good to get back into the swing of things. Yeah, this is where I feel that maybe I was being a little bit foolish, perhaps, but I think a little bit of dumbbell benching actually might help over the long run, despite my probably the worst set that I did in the workout here. So I definitely, I get into a pretty good groove for the first and second reps, and maybe coming up to right now, you see me struggle a bit, and I don't get the lockout on that my left arm on the fourth rep, which is definitely not something I was going for today. I think it's definitely time for me to really rethink about how am I going to be incorporating dumbbell benching back into all of this, because I cannot be relying on one single mode of benching all the time just with the barbell. So I think, definitely I take a bit more of a measured approach later on in the workout. Here is the first of my 2 back-off sets. I do it with the 2.5 kilogram dumbbells. In the last set, I did it with 35s, which is probably not the smartest thing to have done. And definitely, I felt that, I definitely, of course, would not have been able to go for anywhere more than 8 reps, because I am not going, to burn out my neurological systems, because I had done so much already earlier in the workout. So I just figured that better for me to actually go for sub-maximal attempts here to actually improve my strength, rather than going all the way to failure and risking any sort of neurological and psychological burnout. So definitely, feeling good to see where it goes. This was pretty much a good end to my free weight workout here today. Definitely, getting into a good groove with the 32 and a half. I think this is the way I'm probably going to go and do any sort of strength strength, is just to use the free weights for strength and actually use the machines, as you see later on with seated chest press there. So definitely feeling good. I think I might have to dial it back just a tiny little bit on the reps, simply because I thought if I had gone any more, I probably would have failed, which is obviously not what you want to be doing when you're training for strength. So definitely go for it there. The last exercise of the day, a set of 10 reps with 52.5 kilograms on the seated chest press, machine chest press. Definitely moving it very, very steadily here, feeling very good after doing all that heavy free weighted work for my benching. So see how things go on Thursday. But overall, the session felt pretty good, apart from that botched dumbbell bench set. See you in the next one, guys.